Well, good evening, everyone. Happy Wednesday. We are glad that you are here for this week's Johnson University Explore series, where we will be talking about our newest building on campus, the Athletic and Recreation Complex. But before we get to that, I want to go over what we've talked about so far and encourage you to go check out some of that content. So we're in week, I think it's 5. Of the Explore series. Week 1, we talked about just Johnson University as a whole. We got to hear from some students on campus about what Johnson's like, and we talked about the admissions process. Week 2, we talked about our dining services. So as we all know, food is a very important part of college, so we got to hear and talk about all of the different food options that we have. We also got to hear from the School of Communication and Creative Arts, some of the different majors and degrees that you can experience there, and got to see some of their spaces. We've talked about dorm life and what it's like living in a dorm. We got to hear from some students here what that's like, and just the general dorm experience, and from some of our RAs. Then last week we heard from our School of Business and Public Leadership, and that's where we are now. If any of that interests you, it's all on our website. We'll send a link out in the chat here in a second. You can go back and watch that content. But today we are talking about the ARC, and next week we'll be talking about the School of Social and Behavioral Sciences. So that's what's on the horizon. But today, the Athletic and Recreation Complex, we call it the ARC for short right now. It's the newest building on campus, as I said. It's been open for a year, and it's a great asset to students. There are some really cool amenities, and it's elevated a lot of our social space on campus. But as opposed to hearing me talk about it, I'm going to let you guys hear from some of the experts. So if our guests today could come into the chat and introduce themselves, I'll let you get underway.
Hey guys, my name is Brandon Perry. I am the athletic director here at Johnson and also the head men's basketball coach. And so a lot of what you're going to see today is kind of where I live my life and things that we do. So I'm glad to get to share this time with you, and looking forward to our discussion.
Hey, I'm Landon Huffman. I'm a associate professor of sport and fitness leadership, and I'm in the classroom here in the ARC, and we're going to talk to you a little bit more about what students would expect if they're taking some classes with me and other faculty in the sport and fitness leadership major, and just talk a little bit more about how we're able to use these resources and facilities in order to prepare you to go out and do the things that you're called to do. So excited to chat with you a little bit later today.
Hey y'all, my name is Nathan Diambra. I am an assistant men's basketball coach here at Johnson, as well as an admissions counselor. So I spend a lot of time here working with student athletes, and also am a part of your process as hopefully a future Johnson Royal going through your application process. So excited to share a lot of the spaces that students get to use in this building, and tell you how you can use them and how you'd go about using them. So excited to share that with you today.
Awesome. Well, welcome, guys. I know that we're going to have a good time and get to see a lot of really cool things. And yeah, let's go ahead and start with Brandon. If you could maybe show off some of the spaces that are in the ARC, some of the courts and what we have going on there.
Yeah, I'm glad to do that. I'm actually upstairs in where our athletic offices are located. I'm in what we refer to as a hospitality suite, and overlooking the gym. And really, I want to show you first just kind of the indoor competition space from this view. So let me flip my camera around, and you can see this is mid-court on our competition court. I want to pan around, let you kind of see. This is where we play all of our home games, is on this side as far as indoor sports are concerned. So men's basketball, women's basketball, and volleyball. What you can see off in the distance, and I believe Nathan is going to give you a better view of this is a second competition court, which we use mostly for recreation, and he will show you a lower view of that. The gym seats about 800 people in it, so it's not huge, but at the same time is a phenomenal space for a athletic program our size. So we're very blessed with it. We travel all over really southeastern part of the United States playing games and getting to compete the best we can. And you know, we really believe that we have one of the best facilities around at our level. So we're excited about that. We compete in the NCCAA division from an athletic standpoint, which is the National Christian Collegiate Athletic Association, meaning that all the schools in our division are Christian schools. So they're a lot like us in that. And we've had a lot of success, you know, at this level, you know, really competing on the national level, having opportunities to win some national titles. We haven't gotten one yet, but we've been very close in recent years and expecting to get one in the next couple of years. We're a non-scholarship athletic program, but with that, we compete with a lot of scholarship programs and do really well against them, specifically in NAIA. So yeah, this space has really served us well. We have, you know, this section here on the end is usually where our students sit, and they fill that section up pretty good and are pretty rowdy. You know, we do a lot of pretty cool things, interactive things. Our games are all live streamed at really close to ESPN quality. And it's really neat because we have 4 cameras running during a game. That'll do close-up of fans. They'll do. We've had sometimes we even have cameras on the back of backboards and do dunk cams and things along those lines. And yes, occasionally there are some dunks, just so you know. So yeah, this has been a great space for us. It's a beautiful facility, and yeah, we're really excited to have it and get to compete here.
Yeah, Brandon, as the athletic director, do you think you could run us through what sports we offer at Johnson University?
Yeah, this year we are competing in 9 different sports. We have women's volleyball, men's soccer, women's soccer, men's and women's basketball, men's and women's tennis, baseball, and last year we started was the first year of softball, and we're competing in that as well. So I'll definitely a little bit later in this chat I'll show you the outside fields as well. But yeah, we have a pretty good number. We're expecting about 170 athletes this year that will, you know, throughout those total all those sports.
Wow, that's awesome. And we're looking forward to seeing those fields in a little bit. Last question I'll ask you for now, though. If I'm in high school and I'm interested in playing one of these sports, let's say I play, you know, softball at my high school and I'm pretty good, and I'm interested in playing at Johnson, who do I contact? How do I get connected with you?
Yeah, there are a couple of ways of doing it. If you go to our website, johnsonroyals.com, you can find a recruiting tab at the top of that, and inside of that page are individual recruiting forms. So you click on the sport you want to participate in, fill that out. It goes directly to the coach. That's a great way to do it. You can also email all of our coaches. Again, you can find all those emails on either site, either johnsonu.edu or johnsonroyals.com. But that is the best way. We definitely want to see film. We are competing, and we are expecting to win. So we're looking for people who can play and want to play. But we also often have students who will come here and try out and make the team, and that happens. We have open tryouts every year, and you simply just need to get in contact with the coach and figure out like when that's going to be. And some of our best players, matter of fact, probably the best player in men's basketball history was a kid who just showed up, you know, on campus and tried out, and now is the all-time leading scorer here. And so that definitely happens from time to time.
Thank you, Brandon. We'll catch back up with you later.
Okay.
Just to let you guys know, if you have any questions, comments, just throw them over in the chat, and I'll get to them as needed. But if you have any questions, look over in the chat. I know that we're posting some of the links that we're talking about over there too. But next up, Landon, I would like it if you could talk about some of the academic side of it. You had mentioned that you're associate professor for the sport and fitness leadership programs. Can you talk about what those programs are, what they look like, and how they interact with the ARC?
Yeah, 100%. So where I am talking from is in this room, this classroom that I use for a lot of my classes. And then it's also doubles as the film room. So the athletes will also can come in here and see if I can turn the camera around. So there's some different TVs in here and the whiteboards and different things that will facilitate some of the film sessions and things outside of practice for the athletes. But during the normal hours, again, from 7 to 3 to 4, then this is one classroom that we can use in sport and fitness leadership program. And just to give you a little bit more of your bearings, here is another. I am really good at this camera. Here I'm also sitting from up top. So here's another glimpse of the competition court, and then just a few classes down or a few rooms down from that hospitality suite area. But yeah, so we have students in sport and fitness leadership that are going to major in a variety of different programs or different concentrations rather, and pursue a couple different trajectories. And so a couple of our concentrations are going to be fitness science. And so students that want to be a strength and conditioning coach, want to go on and study sports medicine in graduate school, so you're a physical therapist, then that is certainly a track where you get some more of the exercise science things. So you learn about the body, learn about the body in motion, and then and it's related to performance and athletic performance and how we can get the most out of our competition and out of the vessels that we were given, out of our bodies. The next concentration will be sport management. So that's going to be all the behind the scenes elements of sport and fitness. So there has to be people that are managing the marketing aspect of things, that are managing the staff, your volunteers, that are managing the finances, coming in, going out to make sure we're using great stewardship, and all those things that we're doing and touching. If I kind of think of at the end of a film, you have the credits. And all of the, you have your actors and actresses there listed, but then it goes on for minutes and minutes of just endless names of people that go on to make a film happen. And so that's sort of what the sport management track will do, all the behind the scenes people that make sport happen at any level. So high school, college, professional, international sport, youth leagues. There's a lot of people that takes all hands on deck to make these things happen in our culture and our society, to make a quality product that makes sport what it was intended to be. And so we really get students taught and coached up and equipped on how to do that well. Another two of our other concentrations, one is going to be sport and fitness ministry. So for our students who want to go on and work in a church full-time or a parachurch type of organization like your FCAs and AIAs, your YMCAs, then we've had a couple of alumni that have done that successfully and been promoted into management capacities there. So that's been a good route for students. Another is the sport and fitness ministry. Or I might have said that backwards. Sport and fitness ministry is what I just described. Sport and fitness outreach are going to be students who want to go on into maybe work abroad. So go overseas and use sport for type of missions oriented things, so community development. And we also, some students would do that also in the local context in the United States as well. So if they really see called to a specific part of the country or to work with a specific people group, then that's a great route for those students. We also have a concentration for students that want to go on and be a PE teacher. And so you can get your K through 12 PE licensure. And so that's been a route that, again, a number of students have opted to do as well. But, at Johnson, we talk a lot about it's taking care of students holistically and the whole community. So faculty and staff and everyone that makes Johnson what it is, and the community that we are and calls this place home. We talk a lot about mind, body, spirit, and really taking care of the whole person. And so this facility is just a great testament to what we mean by that. So it's easy a lot of times to look at a gym and the fitness center that Nathan's going to talk to you about in a moment. But we see that as taking care of your body. And so that you might think of, lifting weights and the different cardio things that you're going to do that go into making sure you have a lifetime wellness goals, right? That we're taking care of our body, but that also goes into eating healthy, goes into healthy sleep habits, healthy relationship habits. And again, when Nathan will get into that as well with the shared space that we have here at the Ark, that really just allows us to develop the whole body and students' mental, emotional, spiritual components of our life and our lived experience. And then the academic piece. So having classrooms here, having a space where we're able to engage you intellectually and really challenge you to reach your potential and that part of your life as well. So this is the Ark it's been a huge blessing for our community in order to fulfill our mission. And not that we couldn't do it before without the Ark, but this just allows us much more in order to be able to do that, to develop students and also, again, faculty and staff to be the whole people that we're called to be. And so it's been great to see lives transform, not only from 17, 18-year-old first years, but also tenured faculty members or, professors that have spent a couple of decades at Johnson, just to see their lives transformed by how they're able to use the facilities and resources here at Johnson. So it's been a really great addition to our community and into the sport and fitness leadership program, and using this space as lab space in order for us to really learn and engage and to go out and be the people who God's called us to be, and use those passions that were given to us in order to extend the kingdom of God among all nations. So Ryan, I know you're looking at comments there and questions that you can throw out to us, but yeah, so what other things have I missed there that I can help?
No, that was really great. The lab part you mentioned at the end, so the other spaces in the Ark, such as like the court, the weight room, even the green room that we'll see a little bit later from Nathan, those are all used kind of interactively throughout the programs, right, as well? Like you get to use the spaces?
Yeah, 100%. So depending on what the nature of the course, then you're going to use different lab spaces. So Dr. Trevor Egley, he's going to teach a lot of our fitness science courses, and especially, again, the fitness center, the outdoor spaces where Brandon is now. But we're able to get outside of a traditional classroom, again, with desk and whiteboards, and really go out and do some labs and take measurements and understand what it takes to prescribe different movement as treatment, right? And so again, the diet plays an important part of your exercise. And so there's a lot of labs that go into that. And we have some specialized equipment that allow us to do some body composition measurements, to look at different ways you can track your fitness and see if you're reaching the goals that you want to set for yourself. And one thing that we've learned, again, is if you're disciplined spiritually, then it's going to help you be, again, more disciplined physically, mentally, emotionally. And so again, when we see that really carry over into other aspects of your life, if you make some other habits, again, with more of your basic physical needs, so again, strength training, diet, then those are going to spill over into your spiritual disciplines and spiritual habits as well. So yeah, that's been really, again, a great addition for our community.
Yeah, I totally agree. I love that bridge that you built. Some of the Bible classes that you're learning and some of the spiritual formation you get ties directly in with some of the lab that you're doing. It fuels you, keeps you going. If you have any questions, guys or gals, specifically about anything that Landon said, just throw it in the chat and we'll get back to him. But I believe I saw Brandon and blue skies. Brandon, did you make it outside?
Yeah, I'm outside right now at the athletic facility. You actually get a pretty good view of everything going on outside and a little bit of campus as well. So I'm going to flip my screen around and show you guys a little bit of what I'm seeing here. So this is the outside of the Ark, the front entrance here. Obviously, there's a parking lot right there where you can come over during the day and park. There's another one in the back of the facility. In the distance, what you can probably see is to my right is the men's dorm, and to the left on that side is the women's dorm. So we're just directly across the street from that facility. Very, very close walk to the athletic and recreation complex. You can probably hear in the background a little bit. There's some mowers running. We're actually mowing the fields right now. So this is our softball field here. that they're working on today. Kind of off in the distance, a little bit harder to see from this angle, is our soccer field, which is a full soccer field, grass, turf. All of our fields are grass, natural grass, which we're not seeing as much today. And then this is the baseball field here as well. We've had a lot of, some really good baseball teams here in the past have been running baseball for quite some time. And then we have 6 tennis courts right here. And tennis team is probably our newest, one of our newest teams, but are getting better every year and really competing at a good rate. I believe our tennis coach is actually playing tennis right now. So off in the distance. So yeah, that's our outdoor facilities. And it's been a great space. There's plenty of hangout out here. There's patio where people come and eat. We see a lot of people, come and watch a game, throw a blanket out and hang out outside. Beautiful, scenic space out here. Obviously, we're right, kind of have this really neat situation where we're in the mountains and have this beautiful outdoor space, but also, 15, 20 minutes from Knoxville and from Pigeon Forge, right in the middle of them. And so it's been a really great area, I think, for college and for you to be.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think I see some lights around, so you can. I think we have soccer at night, and I thought that the tennis courts were lit. So.
Oh yeah, all of our fields are lit. We definitely play outdoor night games here, and then the tennis courts actually are lit, and our we have people come and just use them. So the lights are at the tennis court, for example, there's just a button you come and you push, and the lights will stay on for 30 minutes. And you can come and participate. Our soccer field gets used by other people on campus more than just our athletes. We have a great ultimate frisbee team here that competes at the club level. They definitely use the field for practice. Off in a distance you really can't see is some recreation fields as well. And people will use those from time to time. It's still growing grass, so. Like we said, we've only been in this building right at a year now, so there's still a few things like that are being worked on.
Yeah, absolutely. Thank you for showing us that outside space, Brandon. So we've seen the top of the arc, we've seen kind of the top-down view, we've seen the outside and the scenic view of it, but now we kind of get into the meat of it, which is the bottom floor, where if you are a student here, you will spend most of your time. Nathan, could you kind of give us a rundown of what's going on downstairs in the arc?
Yeah, for sure. So I'm going to try to speak up because you might hear some water, and that's because I am currently in our pool facility. So our pool has 10 lanes. We currently do not have a swimming team, but we are working on hopefully adding that as a competitive team in the next few years. But for now, this space is used simply for our community. So if you want to come swim as a part of your just health and fitness program to swim laps, you can come do that here. If you would like to just come swim for some fun with friends, that's an option as well. This space is really awesome. Obviously, it's indoors, so even in the dead of winter, when pool access outside might not be an option, you can always come hang out, jump in and swim around inside. So we're really excited about that. Like Brandon and Landon have said, this space is all about community. And so everything I show you is more of the recreation side of things. And we really want to provide spaces for you as a student to be able to interact with other students, be able to interact with your professors outside of class as well. So now I'm in the recreation court. You've seen it a little bit from upstairs, but this is the downstairs view. So intramural wise, if you were going to play intramural basketball, intramural volleyball, floor hockey is another big intramural sport here. It would happen on this court. Also, if you just wanted to come shoot some hoops with friends after class, you can rent a basketball and come do that here. And I'll show you where you can rent equipment in a second. And just so you have an idea of where we are, if we peek around the corner here, this is our competition floor for our intercollegiate teams. During a game, you see the nets on both sides that would come down and across to separate these two courts for competition. But yeah, so this recreation court is open. I believe this past year is open 6 a.m. to 10 p.m., maybe a little bit later on some days for anyone to come use. So it's a great space. We're walking down the hallway now. We were in the back of the building. When we were walking to the front of the building. We won't go into any of the locker rooms right now, but our locker rooms are here on the right, as well as our training and rehab center. We have a full-time trainer on campus for our teams, who is wonderful, Landon. So if you're a student athlete here, your health physically is taken care of. She's the first line of defense when it comes to your health, and she does a great job. So that's something we're incredibly grateful for. And as we walk to the end of the hallway, we get here to the main lobby. So this is just another great spot to hang out. You see the front desk there. If you were going to come and needed a basketball or a soccer ball or something to use, you can rent equipment from them. Just sign in. They'll get you whatever you need, and then sign out and return it once you're done using it. We'll go here to the Canfield Recreation Room, which is a full turf room. So this is used for a couple different things. For our competitive teams, this space is used as an indoor practice facility. You can see the nets that are up over there. Those can get pulled out, and our baseball and softball teams can use this space for batting practice and for some bullpen sessions. When the weather's not great outside, our soccer team also uses this facility when the weather's not great for them as well. However, as you can see, it's a really big space that has a lot of potential for a lot of different events. So if you are a student on campus that just needs a large space for an event that you're trying to run, if it's not being used, you can rent this out and use it for your event. So last summer, we hosted a lot of Fellowship of Christian Athletes camps, and they used this space for their worship time. So they set a bunch of chairs up and a mini stage and did worship in here most days. So it can be kind of used for whatever you want. This is our game room. You can see pool tables. There's foosball as well, and some ping pong tables. Also a TV on the wall, and there's some places to sit. Another great spot if you're just having a afternoon after class that you want to do something fun, just don't want to go back to your dorm room, but also don't want to drive off campus. This is a great spot to hang out in the evenings as well. So you can see, here's the front desk and kind of a slow pan of the main lobby. Lots of places to sit and hang out. It's kind of in a modified state now since it's summer and also because of COVID, but this is the main entry for the space as well. We'll keep moving on. To our right, we have our student center. This is another great spot, probably the main spot in the ARC, where if you're just trying to find a place to hang out and chill, whether it's in between classes or in the evening, this is the spot to do it. Lots of places to sit. You can watch TV. Johnson does this thing, the student body does coffee house, which is a time where people can display music that they've been working on or any kind of artistic expression that they've been doing for some of the rest of the student body. This happens here sometimes in this area. It's a great spot to just kind of chill with your friends when you need some time away. And we'll keep on going. I know that food was mentioned in one of the previous videos, so if you want a more in-depth view of the food that's offered here, you can go back and watch that video. But this space is our space for food within the ARC. So as part of your meal plan, you'll be able to get food here. Habaneros is our Mexican cantina style restaurant that's here. We also have a Starbucks where you can get coffee, as well as a smoothie stand in this space. So whether it's just something you want to eat for dinner, or if you need a snack after a workout, you can get that there. And then kind of the final space we'll go into is our weight and wellness room. So this is open to all students. If you are a member of an athletic team, you might reserve it for a certain amount of time for your team to work out. But otherwise, this space is open as long as the building's open for any and all students. We start with cardio equipment, as well as some machines. If that's your cup of tea while exercising, some more cardio equipment if you like to row or bike. And as we move down this area, we move more from machines into free weights. So we have our dumbbells along that wall, as well as some racks here for you to do barbell work. There's a couple break-off rooms in this facility. This is the first one I'll show you. This room is a multi-purpose room that is used for a handful of different things. So we have plenty of classes here for students. So if you wanted to take a yoga class or a cycling class, there's a fencing class, actually, all of that would take place in this room. Also, if you are just interested in bar or doing something like that yourself on your own time, you can do it there. Another great thing is if you are an instructor in any type of fitness, we would love to have you teach a class. So we have plenty of students and staff members who are teaching classes as well. I'll show you this other break-off room. It's currently going through some renovations, but this is our CrossFit room. So when it's all set up, we've got bumper plates, some medicine balls, a couple racks on the wall, a climbing rope. These walls are reinforced so that you can do medicine ball throws and things of that nature. So again, like Landon and Brandon were both talking about, this space as the ARC as a whole is all about your holistic well-being. And we really want to focus on your physical well-being here, but also just your emotional well-being through community. And all of these spaces, we hope you use them with other students and with other people on campus. So you're growing in relationship with them while also hopefully taking care of yourself while using these facilities.
Yeah, that's great. I think we've gotten a pretty holistic view of the ARC, and we've gotten to see pretty much everything that's there. Hopefully you all have been able to see the diverse nature of it. If you just want to come sit and talk with a friend, you have your lounge space. You can do homework in there. If you want to play foosball or pool, you have that. If you want to rent equipment, you got that. You have the wellness center, you have the fields. It can very much so be a hub for student life and wellness. So if you have any questions, guys, throw them in the chat. I have a couple that I wanted to get to. I'm gonna throw this one out to any of y'all who want to speak to it. I think Brandon or Landon may want to. Can we talk about this is more on the athletic side, but the school athletic balance. I think I saw a tweet the other day talking about the collective GPA of our tennis team being like a 3.6 or something. So they're clearly doing something right. Can we just talk about that a little bit?
Yeah, I mean, definitely. We're not a school that's just here for competing and wins. I mean, that's part of one of our values as an athletic department is cultivation, and we believe that athletics is an act of human development rather than just a game to be won. So we're going to invest in our athletes, and a big part of that is, we want to make sure that we invest in your education. And so, yeah, that is true. I mean, you're probably right on the tennis team. I haven't actually seen that tweet, but as an entire department, the average GPA of our campus is a 3.1 exactly, and the average athlete GPA is a 3.17. So we're actually doing really well academically, with those kind of things. With that, also, we've developed a new program actually for this year called the Student Athlete Center of Excellence. And really its main focus is to help our athletes with academic success. And, athletes tend to we're on the road a lot. I asked this question a lot if we were in a recruiting situation, what was your longest road trip as an athlete? And most people would say, somewhere around an hour drive. I know for me, when I was a high school coach, it was a 45-minute drive was the longest one. Now my closest drive is right at 2 hours. So it changes a little when you get to college and how you go about it. You have to learn to do homework on the bus. You have to learn to do it in the hotel. You have to learn to be self-motivated in that way. But the beauty of what we do here in that we offer a holistic approach to athletics is we want to help along the way, and you have teammates who are also helping in that path. It's not easy. There's a reason that 6% of all high school athletes go on to play in college. There's a reason for that, because it's just not easy. But at the same time, it's something that for me personally, as a former college athlete, was worth the investment. I feel that my education was better because I invested the time in this sport. Helped me with discipline, but more importantly than that, it gave me community. And that I know even still to this day at 41 years old, I can reach out to my teammates and they're going to answer the phone and with anything that I need. So it's a beautiful thing, and we strive to be that. Really, what I think Jesus was about, in his time on earth, was he traveled the countryside into communities. They ate together, they lived life together, they laughed together. I think they cried and had times of pain together, but they were together. And that's what we tried to bring here in athletics.
Yeah, that's really great to hear. We have that support system. A team really is a team, and a lot of our athletes are very driven individuals, and they're willing to take on that school life balance, that team social balance, and it seems like we exceed pretty well. And it's really cool to hear about the support system we have with the Excellence Center, and knowing that our teammates and coaches are invested in that as well. Switching gears totally, I'm noticing that you're wearing an Adidas shirt. If I'm an athlete on campus, do I get to wear some cool Adidas swag?
Yeah, we are an Adidas school, so all of our uniforms and a lot of our gear, not everything, but a lot of our gear is Adidas. So we take a lot of pride in our branding. My background is actually graphic design. Not many people know that. So I spent a lot of time trying to figure out, exactly what we're going to look like when we wear certain things, and we invest a lot into that. So you certainly will get some Adidas swag at some point if you're playing ball here, and hopefully if you're a student here as well. We're starting this year. We're trying to figure out the exact logistics of this, but we will put a athletic store in the Arc. It'll be a part of what we do, so you can come here and hopefully make a purchase for an Adidas t-shirt or a branded polo or something along those lines. So that should be something that's available to you in the near future.
Mm-hmm. That's great to hear. I'm not seeing any more questions come through, but I hope today that we have been able to see that one of our newest things on campus, the Athletic and Recreation Complex, is for everyone. We looked over that habaneros pretty quickly, but again, go back and check out our dining services. There's something for everyone there. If you're a student athlete, clearly you have some coaches that care about you, what you look like, how well you're trained, and how you're doing academically and socially. If you're a student in a sport and fitness leadership concentration, you got to hear a little bit from Landon and hear all the different options we have and how the ARC supports that, and some of the opportunities that come along with in the sport and fitness leadership field. And Nathan gave us a pretty good overview of everything that's there for you to use, from your community and spiritual and emotional wellness to your physical wellness and the buildings and the classes that are offered there. So this building's used for a lot, and we have appreciated having it, and it elevates campus a lot. And if you do get a chance to come and visit, it'll be one of the standout buildings that you walk in. But again, this is pretty much all I have. Are there any final words or any thoughts or things that we've missed, guys?
Yeah, I would say, first off, we love to have you here. We think this is a pretty an amazing institution, and the education that you're going to get and the community life that you have here is extremely valuable. I would say I talked a lot about athletics and about our teams, but the one thing I did miss, and probably need to say, that a big part of athletics is not just the game itself, but it's the people who come to participate in that game. And we believe that our student body and our fans are very much an active part of the game, and we strive to create environments that you're going to enjoy. It's about building community, and we hope to do that with you through games, and would love to have you participate in that. We're also launching this year a rewards program. So if you're a student here and you come to a game, you'll have a check-in, and it'll be worth so many points. You build up so many points, you come to so many games, you get a free t-shirt, and there's several levels of rewards that we build up to as a part of that. So that's something we're really excited about for this year. Hopefully we'll see you guys soon, and I'm glad I got to spend this time with you.
Yeah, just to echo some of what Brandon said as well, is that you're glad you jumped on the call here, and hopefully you were able to get some questions answered and learn a little bit more about what we have to offer. And I think there's some names that I noticed on the call that are committed, so we're excited to have you on campus soon, and you'll be able to take advantage of the facilities that we have here, and the space that's really going to help you grow and grow to the person that you're meant to become, and that we have a small role to play in, that we're excited about that role to journey alongside with you. And if you still on the fence trying to decide if Johnson is the place for you, I encourage you just to reach out to the admission staff, reach out to faculty, reach out to the folks that have referred you on to us, just to learn more about what we have to offer and why, as you're trying to discern what your next steps look like. I'd love to talk to you more individually. You can reach out to me anytime, and I'm sure all my colleagues would say the same thing, that we're happy to help answer any questions that you might have about the college experience and Johnson in particular. And so this is a place that me and my family, that we're excited to call home, and to the work that God has called us to. And so so thanks for being on the call, and feel free to reach out anytime.
Yeah, and I would just say, for those of you who might be interacting with Johnson as a university for the first time through these videos, please come visit campus. I promise you, when you get here and drive into campus and get to walk in this facility yourself and see the dorms where you would stay as a student, and get to meet some of the people here, it'll be hard not to fall in love with this place. So come check it out in person when you can, and we would just be pumped to have you come visit, and hopefully have you here as students in the future. So thanks again for your time, and just so happy that you got to spend some time getting to see my favorite part of campus.
Yeah, thank you guys. I can't think of a better way to end it or have any better remarks than that. So we hope you've appreciated what we've gone over today. Next week is the School of Social and Behavioral Sciences. But until then, stay safe, and we'll see you next Wednesday. Bye, guys.